In this class, we are going to learn how to work with Oracle Robotic Process Automation, which is one of the offerings in Oracle Integration Gen 3. In order to work on Oracle Robotic Process Automation, you have to create the project because RPA is available only within the projects. Suppose if you are trying to use it within the global designer, then it's not available. So first and the foremost thing is you have to create the project, and then if you see there is the second option which says robot. If you click on this, here you can create your robot. You can define the environment pools, connections, and so on and so forth. We will see what is robot, what is RPA, and where it sits in the Oracle ecosystem. Before we go ahead with the hands-on, we will see what is RPA. And the best source, as we learn in all our earlier classes for any of the products, we go for the official documentation page. I'm here in the official documentation page that is using robots in Oracle Integration 3. From the table of content, you can go to video. There is the introduction to RPA. We will straight away go to the reasons why we need automation. So using this Oracle integration, your organization can automate efficiently and effectively by producing UI-based automation and API-based automation in one complete business automation platform, which means suppose if you are looking for some solution wherein the business user every day tries to log into the system, like for creating the AP invoice in the Fusion or extracting some information like the supplier address, so on and so forth, then you can automate these activities by creating a robot, and you can trigger these robots using the integration. Suppose if you don't have any REST APIs for any of the products, like in case if I want to extract the address information for any sales account, and if I see that there is no REST API to do the same, instead of creating the BIP report, we can create the robot so that it can navigate to the Fusion like a human, how human does, like they will enter the username, password, log into the Fusion instance, then extract the information. Here I am giving the example of Fusion as we are using the Oracle, and you can relate better to Oracle ecosystem. So sky is the only limit when you are using the Oracle Robotic Process Automation, and you can do the automation on any of the UIs or the web pages, not only the Oracle. So using RPA, we can bridge the gaps between your automation strategies. As I told, you can create the API-based automations, and also your business teams can perform the UI-based automation by building the robots. You can ensure the good corporate governance. You can manage the life cycle of the assets in one place. As I told, this RPA is available within the projects. You can create the robot, integration, decisions, everything right in the one place. You don't have to navigate between the systems. You can track your instances, that is by using the common place, that is using the observability within the project. You can build the flexible and future-proof solutions. Suppose in the future, if any API comes or offered by that product, then you have to just remove this robot call from your integration and replace with the REST API. So those things you can do with the help of robots. So these are the 5 things which Oracle highlights over here why you have to go for the RPA. So you can have a look at this documentation by Oracle in order to learn more. So first and the foremost thing is we have to create the project. At high level, I have created these steps in this document. Like we saw what is RPA. We have to create the project because RPA is available only within the project. Next, we will try to create the environment pool and the RPA agent. Like in the case of integration, if integration wants to connect to any service which is sitting behind the firewall, then we install the connectivity agent. Same like that, for a robot to execute these automation activities, we need the RPA agent, which is called as Oracle Robotic Process Automation Agent. Like in the case of integration, we have agent pools, connectivity agent pools. We are having the environment pools over here. So the concepts are similar. So in the environment pool, we can attach multiple RPA agents, like how you create the agent group and add multiple connectivity agents, same like that. So before we go ahead with the robots and define where we have to connect to, like the Fusion and all, define the details over here in the connection, and we will the actual workflow or the robot flow over using the robot. So before we start ahead, we have to set up the environment. So in order to do that, we will try to add the environment pool. So this is same like creating a group. So we have to provide some name. I will tell this is a pool that is for the robots. We can tell this is for the VM1. Or we can provide some name like this, RPA environment pool 1 for demonstration, but you should give name something like this, pool robots VM1, so that you can identify where your robot is running. I will give this RPA environment pool 1 and click on create. Done. We have created the pool over here. But you might ask where we install the agent. So the agent installation is the next step. So we have to click on these options. We have to tell add the environment. Add the environment means we are actually adding the pool. So for the first time, when you click on this add pool, you will not get anything over here, but you will get a message saying download the robot agent. So I have already installed one robot for this instance. So I'm seeing this robot over here. Now what I will tell is, I will download the robot agent. Suppose if you don't see a button over here, you will see a hyperlink over here. You have to click on download robot agent. If the button is not there, you will see the hyperlink. Either place you have to select that. I will click on download the robot agent. So this is going to download this zip file for you. So we'll wait for a couple of seconds until our zip file gets downloaded successfully. Our zip file has been downloaded successfully over here. You can see RPA agent.zip. So in detailed description how to download the robot and all is documented over here in the Oracle documentation. That is from the table of content, you have to go to building a robot, complete prerequisites, under that downloading the robot agent. So once you have downloaded the zip, you have to extract this zip, and next step is we have to start the agent and attach our agent to the environment pool. We will do the same now. So we'll go to the file explorer and unzip that file. So it has downloaded the zip folder over here. Let me extract using the Windows feature, that is extract all. So I think there is a same name. I will try to rename this folder. Let me rename to new one. Now I will extract this. Right click and I will tell extract all, extract. Done. So it has created a new folder and it has extracted all the files. Now you don't have to change anything. Suppose if you want to give the name, like how I have given over here robot1, so that you can uniquely identify. Then what you have to do is you have to provide these details over here in the configuration file, installer config. Just right click over here, edit in notepad. Here you don't have to change anything. All the details will be auto-populated. Just the display name you have to change. I will give robot2. If you have not used this, then you can use the robot1. I have already used robot1. I will give robot2. So this is the only change we have to do. So the next step, what it says is in order to start a agent, we have to use this command Java and the other things. So at the time of recording this class, the supported version for Java is JDK 17. So you have to install JDK 17 in your machine wherever you are running this agent. So you can install this agent on the virtual machine on the cloud, and provided you should make sure you are having the JDK 17 installed at least. No matter if it is a higher version, that will also be supported. So we'll come back to our directory over here. We have to run this jar file. I will run over here using the CMD and I will run this as an administrator. I'm using the Windows operating system over here. Now before we execute the command, I will show you what is the version I'm using over here, the Java version. I'm on the JDK 17. I will write java-jar and I will give the file name ORPA. Okay, sorry, I'm not in the location. Let me navigate to that location. Let me copy this and I will write CD and the location. Done. Now I will write the command java-jar and I will provide this name. Click on enter. So this is going to start the agent for us in the computer. So basically you have to run this in the virtual machine from where you want to connect to the integration instance. So all the details like what is the client ID, your instance URL, everything will be visible over here in the installer config file. So when you run this, you will see the message saying requesting messages from the control room. So this is the thing you have to make sure you see this message and no errors you encounter over here. So with this set, what we have to do is next we have to go to our instance over here. Let me just refresh. We have created the pool, but we did not attach the environment. I will click on add environment. This time we will see our robot. We gave the name as robot02 under the display name in the installer config. It's visible over here. I will select this and click on add. So we have created one environment pool and attached the RPA agent over here. We can add multiple RPA agents. We can create a single environment pool and attach multiple RPA agents. In this class, we are going to learn how we can create the robot in our Oracle Robotic Process Automation. In our classes so far, we had learned what is RPA and we had seen how we can download the RPA agent in our computer, and also we had seen how we can run the RPA agent on our Windows computer using the command prompt, and also we have attached the RPA agent to this wood. Now before we go ahead with the robot, basically we create the robot in the RPA to automate some activity. For demonstration purpose, what I will do is I will try to capture some data from the Fusion, wherein our robot will open the Google Chrome browser, open the Fusion instance, provide username details, sign into the Fusion instance, then it will navigate to one of the pillars. For demonstration purpose, I will go for the sales, then I will go to accounts. Once the accounts page opens up, we will click the first one, whatever is available in the table, that is this one. We will click. And we will try to capture some field data. Let's assume we are capturing this address information. So we will try to get the address information from the Fusion, that is for the particular account, using our robotic process automation. Now what I will do is I will sign out from this Fusion instance, because all this training, that is how to log into the Fusion instance and all, we will try to do with the help of our robot. Now in order to begin with, we have to provide the URL for our Fusion instance. Now the question will come where we have to define the URL. So before we go ahead with the robot, we have to define the connection, like where we want to connect to, like the Fusion instance or any other website. I will provide the URL from my Fusion instance. I will copy this, that is the step 4 in our document. Click on this and I will provide the connection details over here. I will select Oracle RPA web login, as we are logging into the web application. So we can go for the Oracle RPA web login. So at the time of recording this class, we are having only one connection type to select from. But at the time you are watching this class, there could be other kind of connections as well available. I will tell this is the Fusion Dev Con, or you can make this more environment friendly, saying this is the Fusion connection. Now in the URL, we will give the URL for our welcome page. In the username, I will provide the username, and in the password, you can provide the password with which you log in into your Fusion instance. I will provide the same over here. Then I have provided the details and click on create. So this is going to create the robot connection for us over here. As soon as it creates the robot connection, it will create the connection type. It is basically the blueprint to access the connection. As we had selected Oracle RPA web login, connection over here, it is of type Oracle RPA web login, which means there is a dependency for this robot in this project, that is Oracle RPA web login connection it is using, and the details for this is available over here in the Fusion connection. So using the Oracle RPA web login, you can define any other instance details as well, like Salesforce, ServiceNow, so on and so forth. So we have successfully created the Oracle connection, and it has simultaneously created the connection type. Next step over here is we have to create the robot and install the RPA Chrome extension. Now why we need Chrome extension is, in order to train our robot at the design time, like how it has to log in into the Fusion instance, how it has to provide the username details, sign into the Fusion instance, navigate. So all this training we do at the design time using the Chrome extension. So at the runtime, what it will do is it will make use of the agent in order to execute these things. But for training purpose, we need the extension. So what I will do is I will create the robot. I will click on add and I will name this as robot, that is to get the Fusion account address, we can tell. Then if you want to provide some information, you can give it over here. Click on create. Now the next step, like how it has to navigate to the Fusion instance, login, everything we have to define it over here. Now before that, what we have to do is we have to install the Chrome extension. So click on this and click on this button over here, record after. So first time, when you are using this robot like me, you will get a pop-up saying browser extension not detected. So what you have to do is you have to click on this, install the browser extension. So this will take you to the Chrome web store. Click on add to the Chrome and you have to click on this add extension. So it is going to add the extension on your Chrome browser. So it has installed the Chrome extension over here. If you click on this extension, you will see that there is the Oracle Robot Flow Designer extension added successfully. So the first thing is done. Let me close this and I will refresh this page. I will go back. So sometimes there is a glitch in the product. As soon as you add the Chrome extension, it will not be detected. Let me just refresh. Let me get into this robot. Now the first step is logging into the browser. So in order to train our application, what we have to do is in the next browser tab, you have to create one more tab on your browser and log in into your Fusion instance. What I will do is I will provide this URL over here. You don't have to log in right now. We will ask robot to log in. So we are going to train that. So when we provide that URL, that is the Fusion URL which we had provided in the connection, so it will automatically take you to the IDCS page. So we have to tell robot after giving the URL in the browser tab, you have to provide the username, password, and then sign in. I will go to my robot over here and I will click on edit. So this is the default action which it will add when we create the robot. So the tab over here is opening the browser. So when our robot runs, it has to open the browser. In the URL, I will provide the URL. But you might ask, URL, why we are writing it over here? So there are a couple of ways. You can write the URL over here directly in the robot, or you can refer to the connection. If you see over here, that is the robot connection, click on this. It will list all the connections available in your project. Expand this. So Fusion_con is the connection which we created in this class. So in this, we are interested in the URL. Just drag this and drop it over here. Next, we have to select which browser we have to use. So currently, at the time of recording, we have support for so many browsers. I will go with Chrome. Now, there are few options like full page screenshot. If you checkmark this, in the audit page, when you run the instance or when you run this robot, it will take the screenshot of the web page from your browser and you can see if something went wrong. It will be helpful while debugging your robot instance. Now, there is one more option saying headless. Headless means it will not literally open the application in the GUI mode, but behind the scene, it will open the Chrome using the command line and it will execute. So if you go for headless, it will not open the GUI or the application, how humans interact using the click, that it will not do. Behind the scene, using the command line interfaces, it will do. Now we are not going for headless, but in the production, we have to go for headless. It will increase the speed. And suppose if you are working on some Linux machines which does not have UI, then headless will be more suitable. Click on OK. So our first step is done over here. Now next step is, we won't define everything over here. We will ask robot to get the details on its own using the Chrome extension, like how it has to open the URL, that is this one. Whenever it uses that URL, it will be navigated to this IDCS page and it has to populate username, password and sign in. So in order to do these details, what we will do is we will select this. One option is you can select this and you can tell record after this step. I will go for record after this step. I had told you open the Fusion instance or provide the Fusion URL in the next tab. So here we have to select the tab in which you have opened that Fusion instance. Select this. So this is going to take you to that tab automatically, and with the browser extension which we added just now, it is going to start the RPA smart recording. So you have to make sure your Chrome extension has been added successfully. I will click on begin recording. I will select this and hover over. You should wait until the color changes to this color. Just select this. Here it will tell enter text as username. If you want to rename this activity, you can rename over here. So there are two ways. You can manually enter the value over here or you can refer to the connection. We will refer to the connection because we had provided the URL, username and the password in the connection. I will click on this connection and I will expand this connection, drag the username over here. Suppose if you want to provide the test data, then you can provide it over here, like what it has to use at the time of testing. That is, if I click on save, it will automatically populate over here. So this is coming from the test data. At runtime, whatever is available in the connection, it will take it from there. Next, coming to the password, I will just hover over this password area, click on this. And again, I will refer to the password which I have stored in the connection. I will drag this password and paste it over here. And the test value for the password, I will populate over here. I will click on save. Next step is, after providing the username password, next it has to click on this sign in button. I will hover over this and click on this. This time if you see, action is click item. That is fine, click on save. So it will click the button and it will navigate automatically to the Fusion homepage. We can wait for some time. Yeah, it has navigated successfully to the Fusion homepage. Now we have to click on this sales. Suppose it has not clicked on sales, we can click on sales. So it is a click element. It will select the sales and click on save. Next, from here we have to hover over accounts, click on this. And again, this is a click element, click on save. So this is going to take us to the accounts page in the sales. Next, we have to hover over this field Beetle networking group, or whatever it is. For demonstration purpose, I am considering the first element in this table. So this is a click element, click save, and this is going to open up this page. Now we want to store this value. In order to store this value, what we will do is we will create a variable in our application, or the output variable. As of now, we didn't create. We will try to stop this recording. So until now, whatever we have done, like logging into the browser, you providing the username, password, signing in, clicking on the sales accounts, Beetle network, we click. So all this is logged over here. We didn't do manually anything. Everything is done by our extension, which we downloaded. So there are a couple of ways how we can record the execution. One is click this element and click record after, or select this and select over here, record after the selected action. Anything will work. Now we will try to create one output variable. In order to create input output variable for our robot, so we can use this action over here, edit the trigger. So we are interested in output. Suppose if you want to pass any input, then you can create the input variable. I will switch over to the output over here, click on plus, and I will tell over here v address. This is of type string, that is fine, and click on OK. Done. We have created the variable of type address. We will resume our recording. I will select this and select record after, and I will have to select the tab. So it will again start my RPA Smart Recording Chrome extension, which we installed in our browser. Begin recording. Next, what I will tell is I want to capture this address. Over this field, select this, and this time I will tell this is not click element, this is the get test activity. So we have to assign this value to the output variable. Click this, and I will drop this over here. Done. Click on save. Alternatively, you can assign the values to the variables also. Click on save, and done. Our recording is done. Suppose if you want to create the variables to hold the data at runtime, you can click on this X variable and you can define the variables over here. No need to create input output argument every time. Now whatever data it has captured, we will try to log it over here using the log action. Let me see where is the log. It's over here. Select this. Enter over here the value. So if you have created the variable, you can select this and drag and drop. In my case, the value is in output variable. Select from the output, drag the v address and drop it over here. Click on OK. So we have completed everything in this robot. That is, it will log into our Fusion instance, get the username, password, sign in, everything it will do. Then save the robot, and we have to go back from this robot. This status it is saying as draft. What we will do is we will try to add the pool to this robot so that it can associate with the pool and it can execute the task. I will click on add environment pool. It will list all the pools available over here. We will select this and click on add. Done. Now if you see, the status is configured, we can activate. Click on activate. I will go for the debug mode and click on activate. Robot got activated successfully. Now we can test this. Ideally, you should create an integration and then call the robot from the integration. Otherwise, you can directly call from the robot itself for testing or debugging purpose. Make sure your RPA is up and running. In our previous class, we had started the agent and it is working fine. I will click on run over here and click on run. Done. So we are seeing one instance ID has been created. In the case of integration, you will see the pop-up on the right side. That is a drawer. It will open and you can track the details of the instance. But in the case of robot, that visibility is not available. But you can track your instance, what is happening by going into this instance. You can select this and you can check the audit logs. It will take you to the observe tab. So it has started. It has opened the browser for us. So let's see how it is performing. So username it has populated, password it has populated, and it has clicked on the sign in button automatically. I'm not doing anything. So it has clicked on the sales. Next it will click on the accounts over here. We'll just navigate to the accounts. So it has successfully clicked on the accounts. So it has opened the Chrome automatically because we had selected the browser as Chrome. Suppose if you elect that headless mode, it will not literally open the Chrome in the GUI mode. It will behind the scene run, that is without opening, like how humans open the browser and interact with the browser, so that it won't do. It has opened the accounts. It has selected the first row, that is the Beetle networking group in the table. Now it will navigate us to the details page for this particular account. it has taken us to this page and it has got the address and it has closed the browser automatically. Now, if you just refresh, we will see the status as progress, but soon it will change it to succeeded. Let me refresh the status. So this will take some time. Now, if you see, our status has been turned to succeeded. If you want to see the details, you can click on this I button over here, view the details of this instance. Let me just try again. So sometimes there is a glitch in the product. It will not show the instance details immediately. Now here you can see each and every detailed step, like what this robot has done, where it went, like it clicked on sales, it clicked on accounts, it selected the first element in the table, and it has got the details, that is address, and we had logged the address data at the end of this robot. So like this, you can build the robot and you can automate the task. In this case, we have derived the address information. So with robots are usually used in the case when there is no APIs available in the Fusion or for any other websites, but the implementation for the robot could be vast. You can use this for any kind of automations or repetitive human activities which can be done with the help of robots. In our next class, we will see how we can build the integration and call this robot. In our previous class, we had learned step-by-step approach how we can build the robot in Oracle Robotic Process Automation, where we had created this robot to fetch the address from the accounts, from the sales. And also we had seen how we can define the connection to our Fusion instance and provide the URL, username, password, and store it safely over here. That is in the robot connection. And also we had seen what do you mean by robot connection type. In this class, we will create an integration and call the robot. So this is the most preferred and recommended approach from Oracle. That is, you have to build an integration and call the robot. So we will see how we can create the integration. So in order to create the integration, you have to go into the project, click on the integrations, click on add, and I will try to create an integration of type scheduled. So ideally, you should go for scheduled because your robot execution might take sometimes more than 5 minutes and your integration might time out. Better you design in the asynchronous way. I will name this as demo on calling a robot, and I will name this as integration. Click on create. So we are having a robot connection over here, or the action. I will just search for the robot flow and select this robot. So the first step will be calling the robot. Our robot is having one output parameter, that is the address. We will try to get this address and log it in this integration. I will tell over here, invoke the robot. Click on continue. So this is going to list all the robots available in the project. I will select this robot as I'm having only one robot in my project. Click on continue and finish. Done. Once you have configured your robot, suppose if your robot is having any input parameter, then you can map it over here in the mapper. In our case, we don't have any input, but we are having an output. So we will try to log it over here using the logger. I will select the variable which is returned from our robot, that is the address. I will drag and drop it over here. Done. Now we will quickly provide the business identifier and we will activate our integration. Then go back, click on save, and we will try to activate this. Go for debug mode and click on activate. So it will take a couple of seconds in order to activate our integration. Now we will try to run this integration. Click on run and click on run. So what this integration will do is, it will make use of a robot flow action and it will invoke the robot. Our robot will basically open the Chrome browser, navigate to the Fusion modules, like in this case to the accounts in the sales, and derive the address. We will wait a couple of seconds until our robot will open the browser. Yeah, it has opened the browser for us, provided the URL in the browser tab, and it has navigated to the IDCS URL. Now it will provide the username, password, and it will click on sign in. So this is done automatically without human intervention. So we are not interacting with the browser right now. So everything is automated with the help of robots. Now it has went to the sales, clicked on accounts. Even the accounts we cannot see in the screen. We will navigate based on the XPath expressions what it has given on the browser. So it has closed the browser. What it has done is successfully it might have retrieved the address, and we will see that over here in the logger. Let me refresh this. So this will take a couple of seconds. There is a delay. So it will be visible over here. Let me pause this class until our logger logs the address information which it has derived from the Fusion page. So when I refresh, I could see it got errored. Ideally, it should not error because we had tested our robot and it was returning the details successfully. Let me just see the response. The input is fine over here, what it has sent to the robot. But in the response, it looks like it errored out due to agent. So this is the agent issue. Suppose if you want to see what has happened in the robot, we will click on the view child instances over here. And you can see everything is working fine in the robot. So it has generated this address, and ideally it should have returned back maybe some robot issue, that is the RPA agent which is running on my computer. It is giving an error. Suppose if you want to go to the robot instance, you can just click this view child instance details. That is from your integration audit details. You can log in into your robot instance by clicking on this. Alternatively, if you want to see the instances, we can just go back and you can select this observe over here. Here on the integrations tab, you will see the integration details like how many received, and you can track the instances. Similarly for the RPA, we can go to the RPA over here and you can just click on this and you can view the entire history of the execution, like what it has derived and logged it over here. So like this, we can successfully create the robot to automate the activities or the tasks on behalf of a user, and we can trigger from the integration. You don't have to always open the browser in the GUI. You can go for the headless so that our robot can open the Google Chrome or any other supported browsers using the command line, and it can automate the processes and it can get the information or the data on behalf of a particular user, and it can retrieve and share it with the integration.